welcome to the Northern Counties East League podcast. I'm Richard Watts. I'm now joined by League General Manager Matt Jones.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Northern Counties East League podcast. We're going to start this week with a look back at the fortunes of the four Northern Counties East League teams who were involved in round 2 of the FA Vars in the past weekend. And it was fantastic news as all four won to move into the last 64 of the competition. I say congratulations to Albion Sports, Hallam, Silsden and Wombwell Town. And we bemoaned after the last round there were only 4 Northern Counties East League teams taking part in the last 128, which, given the number of teams we've got and the number of leagues across the country, we'd usually average sort of 7 or 8 at that stage. We only had 4, but now we've got 4 in the last 64, and all of a sudden things are looking a bit more rosy. So statistically, for this stage of the competition, that is about where we would expect to be. So well done to those teams. There's no doubt as to which of the FA Vars ties was the most exciting, I don't think, as Albion Sports came back from 4-1 down to draw 5-5 with Padiham of the North West Counties Football League Premier Division. Albion scoring 3 of their goals in the last 8 minutes to lead 5-4 before being pegged back by the visitors, who equalised with a goal timed at 90+8 to send the game to penalties. Thankfully, from our league's point of view, Albion Sports came out on top in the penalty shootout, winning 5-3 to progress to round 3. Wombwell Town, our only remaining Step 6 side in the Vars, recorded a fantastic 2-1 away win at Asheville on Merseyside. Hallam beat New Mills 1-0 and Silsden beat Ramsbottom United 2-0. We're guaranteed at least one team in the last 32, as Wombwell have been drawn at home to play Hallam in the next round. And that tie will take place on the 7th of December. And with both teams fairly high up in the respective leagues, that promises to be a cracker as well. Premier Division performance of the weekend must go to Beverley Town, who travelled to Campion and won 5-1. The battle of the bottom 2 saw Winterton Rangers triumph 2-0 over Goole, while in the game I was at, third from bottom, Knaresborough came back from a goal down at the interval to beat Handsworth 3-1. And given the fact that when Winterton Rangers won as well at the weekend, it's vital for Knaresborough to pick up some points to keep out the bottom 3. I saw what is probably going to go down as the goal of the season. I know we're only in the middle of November, but George Thewlis of Knaresborough Town in the last minute, leading 2-1, picks up the ball inside his own half, runs 10 or 15 yards with it, still inside his own half, sees the keeper off his line, and does a Beckham-esque type lob. If people remember that Beckham goal from years ago, keeper just watches it sail over his head and straight into the goal. Absolutely fantastic. And if I see a better goal this season, I'll be amazed. So well done to George Thewlis and well done to Knaresborough. In Division 1, Wakefield continued their impressive run of form, which we mentioned last week. They won 5-1 away at Armthorpe. Other notable results saw Selby Town record an impressive 3-1 win at Dearn, whilst league leaders Horbury suffered a rare defeat, losing 2-1 at home to Ilkley Town. Playoff chase in Athersley Recreation were also beaten 2-1 at Swallow-Nest. So all in all, while Wombwell were winning in the Vars, it turned out to be a good weekend for them, as a number of their fellow promotion contenders also stuttered in the league. Imagine Wombwell will be very happy after the weekend. I'm going to finish today, and Richard probably won't thank me for this, by mentioning Barton Town, coming somewhat unnoticed, creeping up the league after a slow start to the season. They're coming up in 8th place, 4 games unbeaten, fantastic 3-1 away win at Tadcaster at the weekend. I've watched them a couple of times to play some good football, and they're somewhat unnoticed, creeping up that league and maybe surprise playoff contenders. We may have a better idea of that next week, as on Friday night this week they're travelling to play away at Albion Sports, which will be a real tough test to see how much Barton have actually improved. Full set of Premier Division fixtures over the weekend, including that game on Friday night. There's 10 games over the weekend. And in Division 1, we've got 9 games to look forward to. Thanks to everybody for your support, and please enjoy the game that you go to this weekend.
Welcome to Seasons Past with Libby Edwards. In this episode, I'm looking back to the 2008-2009 season. The Premier Division contained 17 teams from the previous season, promoted from Division 1, Dinnington Town and Hall Road Rangers, plus relegated from the Northern Premier League. Bridlington Town. The league was won by Mickleover Sports, who won 28 and drew 4 of their 38 games, finishing with 88 points. Their biggest win was a 7-1 win at Long Eaton United. They also won 6-0 at home to Eccleshill United. Long Eaton United finished second. They won 25 and drew 6, finishing on 81 points. In third place was Selby Town, who finished on 80 points. Eccleshill United finished bottom. Second bottom were Brodsworth Welfare, and third bottom were Lincoln Moorlands Railway. Newcomers to Division 1 were Appleby Frodingham, Arscombe Villa, and Grimsby Borough, who joined from the Central Midlands. Brickhouse Town and Hemsworth Miners Welfare joined from the West Yorkshire League, and Glass Houghton Welfare, who were relegated from the Premier. The league was won by Scarborough Athletic. They finished on 92 points, with 29 wins and 5 draws. Runners-up were Rainworth Miners Welfare. They won 23 and drew 9, finishing on 78 points. In third place were Arscombe Villa, who finished on 72 points. In the 19-team First Division, Glass Houghton Welfare finished bottom. Eccleshill United were on the wrong end of both highest league wins of the season. They lost 9-0 at home to Thackley and 9-0 at Armthorpe Welfare. The League Cup was won by Long Eaton United, who beat Selby Town 3-0 in the final at Staveley. Beaten semi-finalists were Winterton Rangers and Mickle Over Sports. The President's Cup was won by Nostell Miners Welfare, who defeated Scarborough Athletic 3-2 on aggregate. In the FA Cup, Winterton Rangers and Long Eaton United made it to the second qualifying round, where they were beaten by Newcastle Benfield and Rugby Town respectively. In the FA Vase, Scarborough Athletic made it to the fourth round. They beat Berkeley, Eschwinning, Sunderland Nissen and Blackstones before losing out to Bideford.
Next up, NCEL Talk. I'll hand straight over to host Aaron Walton.
So hello everybody and welcome to NCEL Talk. We've got a full house tonight. We've got Bob, Si, Adam and myself, Aaron, today to talk everything NCEL. Hello chaps.
Good evening.
So I'll tell you what we'll do, Bob, before you pull me up. Let's start with last Friday's game. As we all know, Friday night is Northern Counties night, isn't it? So two games were played, gents, weren't there? We had Tadcaster 1, Barton Town 3. So a good win at the Young Guns Arena there. Grant Tate, Tom Warby penalty and Ali Adamir for the Swans, and an Elliot Andrews consolation for Tadcaster. Now, I didn't go myself. Unfortunately, I was at work again. But my spies say it was a closer game than the score reflects, with the Brewers playing some good footy. So the Swans do seem to be in a rich vein of form, 4 unbeaten at the moment, with another Friday night game against Albion away. So that should be a good barometer of how Barton's form's going against the top team. So not too bad there, gentlemen. So Division 1, that's Shelley lose by the odd goal to Club Thorn 2-1. A late Nat Mwenda goal, setting up with 3 points going back to Thorn. So that's not too bad. Was you any of those games, gentlemen? Or?
No.
No. So well, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll go straight on to the cup. Because I think the NCEL teams did rather well.
Yeah.
So Saturday saw the FA Vars at round 2. And all we can say is that what a phenomenal game over at the Horsefall Community Stadium, with Albion coming back from 4-1 down to get it back to 5-4 in the lead, only to see North West County's opponents Padiham score a late goal to make it 5-5. However, Albion going to win 5-3 on penalties. So, as they say, the Lions roar. That must have been a good game to watch, gents.
Got the value of money.
Yeah, I mean, you got your money's worth, didn't you, Adam?
Aye, definitely.
10 goals and then another 8 in penalties. So well done to Albion. But I think already that's a contender for performance of the week, team of the week. But another performance of the week saw Wombwell flying high in Division 1, travelled to the Wirral and beat Ashville 2-1. So that's a really good result for Wombwell. And I don't know what you guys think. I think probably Wombwell are one of the sort of lowest clubs in the competition still.
Yeah,
there's not many step 6 ones left now, and got an interesting one because we've got another NCEL team in the next round. Because at least one of them is going to be in the round after that. So
that's and so that set that up really well. So we just mentioned Hallam there. So the Cup Warriors of Sandygate, as I always call them, they beat New Mills of Derbyshire 1-0. Leon Howard penalty. So that was good. Another good crowd there, wasn't there? I can't remember how many it was, but it'd probably be over 400. 705. Wow. Yeah. God, if only we could get a clear. You know, it's. I don't know what they're doing right. Well, they're winning, aren't they? That's the.
You got to remember
get the good crowds up for it.
Yeah, but you got to remember last Saturday there was no Sheffield games. It was a derby on the Sunday, so that would probably help as well.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, definitely. And then we've got Silsden beating Ramsbottom United 2-0, a Casey Stewart double. So all 4 of the NCEL teams go through. So that's really good. So as Adam intimated, Hallam play Wombwell, don't they? So that's a good test for Wombwell to see how they're doing this season. Albion away to South Liverpool of the North West Counties League. And Silsden have got a tough one, haven't they? West Didsbury and Charlton away. So there's some tough games there, isn't there, for them? But I think they can overcome them, I think. What do you reckon, guys?
Yeah, absolutely. But I said that the Wombwell and Hallam, that'll be the game of the day for the ground for NCL. Because at least one team from the NCL is going to go into the next round, which can only be good into the new year.
Definitely. I'm sure Mr. Jones has mentioned that in his little roundup.
So, I'd just like to mention as well, obviously for Wombwell, it's only their second season at this level as well. So they're not even been in the Vars that many times either. Do you know what I mean? So I think that's the extra special thing, isn't it? It's not just a case of having a step 6 team, but they're a new team to this level as well. Yeah. So I think that's extra special.
So I think we need to give Wombwell a massive pat on the back for their performance and the way they're going. So well done, Wombwell, flying the flag. So I'll tell you what we'll do. Because we always keep side till last, so we're going to go for the Division 1 first. So Saturday's games. Armthorpe lost to Wakey. Si, give us a rundown. Did you go to start with?
I didn't get to that one, but I've seen the goals online and the performance. Yeah, I mean we were all over them in the first half. 4-1 up at half time, could even have been 5 or 6.
Yeah.
There was definitely a penalty claim that were turned down, and then they just caught us with a sucker punch to make it that 4-1. And then second half I think just sometimes it's keeping that intensity when you've got a healthy lead after a first half. It's keeping it going, isn't it? Once you've had that break and trying to get that flow back again. And it just didn't really happen apart from obviously a late goal that made it 5-1. But yeah, a good win to keep the league form going.
Absolutely, super that one really. I mean, to win 5-1 away anywhere is a good result, isn't it? To be fair, so well done, Wakefield. Now I went for a trip to one of my local teams, Brigtown, against league newcomers South Leeds. I'm a little bit disappointed with South Leeds, but very impressed with Brig. A sound 4-0 victory for the Zebras, with Josh, he's on fire, Batty getting 2, and the evergreen Danny North taking his goal really well. And then right on time, Scott Hutchinson scored 194 there at the Hawthorns on a particularly very, very miserable, damp, depressing Saturday afternoon. But it's the first time I've seen South Leeds, and although they lost, they've got plenty of experience in that team. I mean, they've got Elmo Mendes and Owen Murphy, who've got lots and lots of NCL Prem experience. So, although they didn't I don't think they sort of turned up really. I mean, Briggs got a very early goal and it sort of set the tone, but They look useful. Play some good football. It's not the best pitch to play football on at the moment, is Briggs, and I think they'll even back me up on that one. So, but the
Briggs are starting to find some form now, though, aren't they? I think a lot of us tipped us to be in that hunt for the promotion and the playoffs, and they're just getting to that stage now where they're starting to look a little bit dangerous.
They're just clicking in, aren't they? And they seem to have a reasonably settled team as well, don't they? So the big red machine, the Robins of Selby, getting a super win at the Tricky Durnan District 3-1. That's a good result, isn't it, guys?
Looking good at minute Durn as well, so.
Yeah, so for Selby to go there and beat them 3-1, I know Barton Town played them early on in the League Cup, and Barton got a victory, but Durn, the first half was superb. So for Selby to go there and get a 3-1, that's a good result, don't you think, gents?
Definitely.
Yeah.
So Dronfield lost at home to Nostell 1-0. A very early Anthony Leach goal settling it. So Nostell, they always seem to need the points, don't they? So that's a good win for Nostell, isn't it?
It's a good win for them because they were starting to look like they might slip towards that sort of bottom two if they didn't pick up something.
Glasshoughton beat Maltby 2-1. One of your favourites, Bob, scoring?
Yes, Mr. Flanagan.
That's right. Yes, I've got it down in my notes.
Yeah.
Good old Liam popping up there. Harrogate Railway drew 1-1 with Louth Town. And the big shock. Aubrey Town. They lost. Lost to Wilkley Town 2-1.
I said that'd be a tough game last week, didn't I?
You did, yeah. So what a great win for Ilkley though.
To be fair to Ilkley, I watched them the week before against Harrogate, and but one of them teams are very well organised. I thought for a tough team to break down. So yeah, it's I don't want to say it's a surprise, but we'll start to climb the table a bit as well. I think we're into playoffs now as well. So
yeah,
going along nicely.
So they are, aren't they? They're just gathering a little bit of momentum there, aren't they, Ilkley? So I don't think it was much of a surprise to you, Adam, was it, really, after seeing them? So it's a good win for Ilkley at Horbury. Swallownest stopped a bit of a slump, didn't they, with a good 2-1 victory over Athersley Recreation. Athersley seems to be
pushing playoffs as well, so that was a bit of a shock.
Yeah,
bit of a shock, that one.
Yeah, definitely. They seem to these teams seem to be a bit like in the Prem, aren't they? Nobody seems to be running away with it, so to speak.
Consistently inconsistent.
Yes, that's right. That's usually what we say about the referees, but no.
It's a big win as well with Swallownest with Nostell winning as well, because I think Nostell would have gone above them if Swallownest had lost. So
yeah, so it's looking interesting, isn't it, all the way down the league, to be fair. And to cap the Division 1 off for Saturday, Wasborough super form continues with a good 4-1 win at home to Yorkshire Amateurs. And Yorkshire Amateurs have only been, as we always say, we've only been losing by the odd 1 or 2 goals, haven't they? So Wasborough's given them exactly. Wasborough's given them a 4-1. So well done to Wasborough, and your form continues. So that's wrapped up the first division on the Saturday. Let's have a look at the Prem. Well, there's a team beginning to scare me a little bit in the Premiership, and that's Beverley Town. The form goes from strength to strength, and what a super impressive 5-1 win at Campion. That's some doing there, because it's a hard place to go into it, Bob.
It certainly is, as I can testify.
Yeah, I did last season. So Macaulay Snellgrove and Glen Sarney getting a couple, I think. Keep scoring, don't they? And obviously Dave Ricardo and Steve Mulligan, the men at the helm there, have got those boys whistling, haven't they? So they're really doing well, Beverley Town. There's going to be a good game in a couple of weeks' time when Beverley Town play Barton Town. I'm hoping there's going to be a really good crowd for that one. Dare I call it a local derby? There's not many miles, really, about 12 miles.
Isn't it?
That's
isn't it? Yeah.
It's near enough.
Yeah, I would say it's a low. The Sky Blue derby, because they're both playing Sky Blue. So I hope there's a good crowd there. It should be a good game. And there's a lot of ex-Barton Town players playing for Beverley. So there's a lot of sort of, should we say, matchups, should we say. And of course, Dave Ricardo used to manage Barton Town. Good old Dave. Eccles Hill starting to find a little bit of form. they beat Penistone Church 1-0, so that's a really good result for Eccleshill. I think the Eagles are soaring. Only 70 there, though. That's disappointing, isn't it, really? Come on, the good people of Bradford, get behind the Eagles. They play good football and you'll be entertained. And I'll tell you what, gents, they do one of the best burgers in the league. And do you know why? Because our chairman ate 2 of them. So, come on, get behind the Eagles, get behind Eccleshill. Knaresborough, they got a much-needed win, didn't they, at home to Handsworth 3-1. They needed that, didn't the boys?
Yeah, well...
Don't think Bob's going to be too happy about that, though.
Sorry, Bob.
I can't possibly comment, really.
I think on like up until 69 minutes, Bob was happy because they were actually losing that one. It's only the last 20 they actually came back. But Bob needed that one to go the other way.
We did. So Parkgate had a win against an improving Frickley 3-2. That was a decent game there. Rossington back to winning ways in a home win with a solid 3-0 win against Bottisford. So that's one of your teams, isn't it, Adam? So they've got back onto winning ways, haven't they now?
Yeah, it's a great win, that. Ross had back from injury as well, and obviously got the two at 3 goals there as well. So, it sounded like a really good performance from Rosso.
Yeah, he must be getting some goals now. Did I say he's got a little record or something? He'd scored so many goals, hasn't he?
I think it was 75th for Rosso, I believe.
Yeah. He'll get his 100. Let's hope he gets his 100.
Yeah.
So, well done, Rossington. Pickering Town. And in my humble opinion, are playing some good football, but they're just not getting the rewards. Losing out 2-1 at home to High Flying Golka. So 2 early goals from Callum Petch, and then Harley Dawson getting one back for the Pike. So, and I mean, when I saw Pickering against Barton, I was impressed with Pickering. I must admit, it was a good footballing game. That so, come on, Pickering. And finally, sorry, Bob, for keeping you waiting. A real 6-pointer at the mini MKM Stadium. Winton in goal. Reece Moody and Harry Griffin getting the goals. Bob.
Well,
what went wrong?
Where do I start? As you know, I've been known to say in the past, Aaron, or you've quoted me, we play well in the first half and then not so good in the second.
Yep.
Well, it was the same again this time. Oh. Good first half showing. But Winterton, they even had the player sent off after 35 minutes. James Dean Atkinson. So they was down to 10 men for the rest of the game for 55 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
But went in at 0-0 at half time.
Yeah.
And then, unfortunately, it was a poor showing from us, really. We didn't capitalise on that. And Winton scored 2 goals. But to credit to Winterton, they defended well. They really the lives depended on it. I mean, we huffed and puffed, but we just couldn't get the ball in the net. We had a new signing as well. Si mentioned him last week. He's from Wakefield, Jimmy Isles.
Yeah,
Jimmy Isles. And when Si last week, Jimmy's left. We don't know where he's gone. It did run through my mind because we've got Mark West, but he's suspended at the moment. I was just thinking, I wonder if he's coming to us. And then a couple of hours later, club had said that we signed Jimmy Isles. So, and he played on Saturday. I mean, he played well, but it's his first game. He's got to get to know the players.
Yeah.
So he's actually already got some goal of the season contenders for us in his short time here. He wasn't here for a long time, but it was definitely here for a good time.
There you go.
So hopefully onwards upwards with Jimmy for the club. Good following from the supporters. We had a bus full of supporters. 53-seater bus. So there's about 80 plus fans from Goole. So it was disappointing for them to see us lose. But just go on to Winterton. You spoke about the food the other week.
Yeah.
Well, I had the pie and peas, and it's one of the best pie and peas. I can recommend it.
There you go, my friend. It melts in the mouth.
Also one of the best burgers as well.
Good food. Yeah. So
I was talking to one of the ladies to get it from the local butcher in Winterton.
They certainly do. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And with all the Goole fans there, they had a good day behind the bar, did Winterton, and the food and the gate money. So that was good for them, but not good for us on the field.
But the only thing, Bob, is at least you were fed well.
Yes.
So we can sing like we always do. If there's praise to be had, we'll give it Winterton superfood.
Good crowd for Winterton. 272 on the day.
Oh, very good. That's really good crowd. That.
And on top of their officials, that's their biggest gate of the season so far. Probably onto the play bar, I would imagine.
I think it will be, Bob, because they do tend to all come out the woodwork for that game. But yeah, so that unfortunately, as I said before, when we're looking at the games over the weekend, I've put the kiss of death on goal because I think they're going to beat Parkgate. So I have fingers crossed that they do. Anyway, let's get on to the midweek then, gents. Tuesday saw 2 NCEL Prem games, didn't they? Hallam hosting Golka and Silsden against Pickering. So Golka, I mean, they're really showing their intent out there with a 2-1 victory. And Silsden beating Pickering 3-2 again. Pickering just losing out by that odd goal. And as I said before, Pickering not getting any luck, but playing well. That win for Silsden keeps them on top by 2 points, doesn't it? And from Golka. Both opening up a slight 6 to 8 point gap respectively over Penistone. So do we think that gap is substantial enough to break away, or do we think they'll get caught?
Well, there's a long way to go in the season yet. I think also when the weather will play a big part because fixtures will get interrupted, and it's still too early to call for me anyhow at the moment.
Yeah. What do you reckon, Adam?
It's a big gap, but you look at like yourselves, Beverley, in really good form at the minute. It is a big gap. I do think both of them will be up there come the end of the season, but there's always kind of one team like Garforth last year who, sneakily just sneaks into it. And so I think like I said, I think there'll definitely be probably 2 at top 3, but wouldn't surprise if another team joins them as well.
Yeah, that's it. Because the all teams are taking points off each other, aren't they, as well? So that's interesting. So we've got Thackley in 4th, haven't we? And then Albion, Beverley Town, Hallam and Barton Town, all sort of on the heels, aren't they, as you've just said there. So if we look down at the bottom, we have to, Bob, sorry. Goal still languishing on 9 points. We're Winterton and Knaresborough both on 15. So it's not all doom and gloom, Bob. Get 2 wins.
Yeah, but Knaresborough and Winterton have 2 games in hand on us. But on the other side of the coin, we've got 19 games left, 12 at home.
Yes.
Our next 6 games, 5 are at home. So I'm really grasping at straws, but that's all you can do at the moment when you're bottom of the league.
Well, let's hope the straws stick to your hand. I think you're going to do all right. I think Gould are going to do all right. So
I hope you're right.
Not usually, mate. Not usually. I know nothing about football. That's why I'm on here. And then Bottisford are just above the rest of them, aren't they? So before we get on to Division 1 tables, and Bob reminds me, Tuesday saw a host of County Cup games, didn't they?
They did.
So So the East Riding Cup, Beverley Town beat the brilliantly named Skullcoats Amateurs 3-1. Now, for those who don't know, Skullcoats is a district of Hull. So, Scullies as they're colloquially named. So, well done to Beverley. West Riding County Cup. Second round, Horbury having a disappointing week, really. They lost 4-1 to Tadcaster, didn't they? So, that's capped off a bit of a miserable week for Horbury. But well done to Taddy. And Wakey. Did you go to that one, Simon?
I did, yes. It was. We was robbed.
You was robbed. You've been
I'm always going to be partial to my own team, but we should have scored more. Do you know them to say they were a team from a high division as well?
Yeah,
we really held our own in the first half and should have been 2 or 3 up at half time. Just didn't go our way, and then. Yes, second half, a couple of strange decisions from the ref, particularly when there was a handbag situation and decided to give more reds to one team than the other, which was ours. And it didn't really. It went downhill for us there, really. But I don't know. Barnoldswick, the Lancashire anyway. They're not even Yorkshire. So I don't know.
I know. Yeah. That's a straight unusual one. That wanted for a referee to give a strange decision. That's very unusual.
I never usually say that, do I either?
No, it's usually me that says it. But yeah, so hard luck to Wakey. So we also had the Northern Counties East League Cup third round as well. The last twitchings of that third round. Selby narrowly lost to Knaresborough. So 2 wins this week for Knaresborough, so their tails will be up. And Thackley, they lost 3-1 to Handsworth. They're really in and out of form, aren't they, Handsworth? They're so unpredictable. I've never known a team like it, but they always seem to pull a good win out of the bag, don't they? I'm not having a go at Handsworth, by the way, all you Handsworth fans. I do like going to the Express Worktop Stadium, but that's a good win for Handsworth. So all in all, that's all the teams, all the games looked at. News and transfer signings. Well, have you seen any transfers that have taken to your liking? You've got a good signing there, Si. Smile across your face. Brad McGowan.
No, obviously in the incomings, Brad. I mean, he comes another centre back with some good pedigree there. Definitely, so I think he'll be a good partner for Chris Salt at the back for us. It's been a bittersweet week for us because we've seen some fan favourites go. Because obviously, when a new manager comes in with his own style and the players he's going to want to keep, it means that other players aren't going to get regular football. So we've seen our previous captain Jack Durkin's gone.
Where's Jack gone to?
He's gone to Brighouse.
Has he?
Which is a good step up. And he'll do well there. He's a really good player. I see Slater Barnes scored for Thackley there in the League Cup. That's his first game for them. So he scored on his debut, I think, there.
He's getting some clubs in his old Slater, isn't he?
We've only just got him back as well. But and obviously Jimmy's gone, and a few others as well. So it's a bit few in, few out, and then it'll settle down, and hopefully we'll get the charge underway.
Yeah, two real nice guys gone, aren't they? Mr. Durkin and Slater Barnes. Really good guys. Very approachable, nice lads. So it's always a bit of a shame when they go into it, but we always seem to keep in touch with these guys, don't we?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And we just heard as well today one of our most longest serving player, Mason Ruby, is out for the season now with an ACL. So wishing him all the best for a recovery. Not a swift recovery because it's out for the season. But a full recovery, and hopefully he'll come back fighting next season. So if Mason's listening, all the best, lad, and get fit.
Yeah, all the best, Mason, and hopefully we'll see you sometime in the future kicking that ball about again. So for Wakefield.
Yes.
Sam Pashley, he's gone to Golker from Emily. That's a good signing for Golker, isn't it? They seem to be strengthening somewhat, don't they? And I think that's about it for them. So let's go to our teams of the week, gentlemen. So who we're going to start with, I'll tell you what, because he's been quiet. Let's go to Adam.
So I've gone for Knaresborough this week. Did you have him as well, Si?
Yeah. That's fine. We can agree. We can agree. Great minds thinking alike is fine by me. Exactly. So you take it away. You can talk on that one.
Two very good wins. Like I say, one in Cup, one in League. Beating Handsworth in League and then Selby in the Cup. Much needed as well, especially with Winston winning. Kind of keeping the pressure on the bottom two as well. So, two much needed wins into the fourth round at Cup. So that's my team.
Knaresborough for you, Adam. Bob.
Right. Well, I've got two teams really.
Greedy devil.
Ilkley to go to Horbury when Horbury's top of the league, and to go there and win 2-1, and then Woolwell away, being the lowest ranked team in the North Counties in the Cup, FA Rise, beat Nashville, But I'm going to punt for Ilkley. Ilkley going to Horbury and beating them 2-1. Because Horbury's been flying at the top of the league, 50 points so far from 20 games. So to go away and to beat them 2-1 is a great feat, I think.
It definitely is.
They're my team of the week, Ilkley.
Ilkley, your team of the week. Well, I agree with our super choices, those, and Sai's obviously gone for Knaresborough as well. But like you said, Bob, Woolmel's Cup exploits are fantastic. Albion Sports mega comeback, that's also brilliant as well, because 4-1 down to come to be winning 5-4 and then drawing 5-5, then winning on penalties.
A lot to choose from this week. A lot to choose from.
You have, but I'm gonna go for Beverley Town's emphatic away victory at Campion, because they've just started. The form is really good. So Beverley Town for me away at Campion, because me and Bob know how difficult it is to get anything at Campion, apart from a good cup of tea and a sandwich at half time.
Correct.
So that's our teams of the week. So if we can just finish off by, let's have a look at next week's games, eh? So it all starts on Friday night, because as we know, Friday night is Northern Counties night. And Albion Sport, they're playing my Barton Town. Hopefully I can get to that one. Will Albion be buoyed by their astounding cup comeback, or can the Swans keep up their good form? That'll be a good game, that one, I think. I remember last season, Ash Flynn scored very late on for Albion to win 1-0, and it was a real good game, that one. And also in Division 1, Shelley played Durnan District, so that'll be a decent game. I think is it 5th against 2nd, or I can't remember, something like that.
Shelley's down in 15th.
I've got.
You'd expect an away win, but you never know in this league, do you?
I've got 1 and 5 down here, but I've scribbled the 1 out. That's why. God, I'm full of rubbish, aren't I?
You got the 5 right.
Are you going to any games, Adam?
I was going to ask you that, actually. Are you going to be? You're in the cup midweek, aren't you, against Lincoln United?
Yeah, Lincoln United. Yeah, you coming to that one?
Yep, I'll be there.
Oh, brilliant! Well, if I'm not at work, I better not be at work. I shall say I'm not going to work because I'm meeting the famous Adam Gittings. So we'll look after you on Tuesday night, Adam. And if you're lucky, you might hear me on the microphone if it's working.
Good stuff.
So what we just said, you're staying away now. So Barton have got I think it's Lincolnshire Senior Lincolnshire Cup. So they're playing Lincoln United. Should be a good game. If we look at Saturday's games, Beverley Town versus Tackley, 6 versus 4. That should be a fruity one, I think, don't you, gents?
Yeah, it should be a good game, that. Good game.
Bottisford and Tadcaster, that could go either way, that one. Campion play Silsden, another good game. I think Campion will be smarting after they're playing losing to Beverley, so they'll be putting up a good performance, I'm sure. Bob, Gould, Parkgate.
Well, we need the win, definitely. As I said, we are 6 points behind with 2 games played more. So for me, we've got 19 matches left, 19 cup finals.
Yeah,
and it's really draws at this stage now. Even at this stage, draws are really not good enough for us. We need the wins. We need the 3 points.
Have you got your players back from suspension?
No, Mark West is still suspended for this game and next. What I am looking for? No, I'm not. I wish I wasn't. Because I'm hoping when he'll be able to play 2 weeks' time. I'm hoping that I'm not the manager, but if he picks Mark West and Jimmy Isles in the same team, that would be I would think, a very good forward line. But we haven't got to that stage yet.
I said he'd save you, but he needs to be on the pitch first.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Because the thing is, we signed Mark, and then he scored 2 goals in his first game, played well in the second game, but then got sent off. Then he got an injury. That's why he didn't play at Campion. He was injured.
Right.
Swollen ankle. And then he's been suspended for 3 games. So we're suspended for last week and for the next 2 home games. So
well, let's hope it gives his ankle a chance to get better.
Absolutely. That's another proviso. I'm keeping my fingers crossed on that.
Yeah, so you got Goulden Parkgate. Hallam have got Knaresborough. So tough task for Knaresborough there, Bob.
Yeah, come on, Hallam.
Yeah. and Winton are away at Handsworth, the notoriously unpredictable Handsworth.
Yeah,
you never know what you're going to get with Handsworth. They're either going to win 5-0 or lose 5-0. So, and then we've got Penistone against Golka. That's got to be, I would say, that's got to be the match of the Premiership. That one, third versus second. That'll be a really good game at the Memorial Ground there at Penistone. Pickering play Frickley. Two good footballing teams. Always entertained. That'll be a good game as well. And Adam, Rossington against Eccleshill, 10th against 11th.
Be a tough one, Matt.
What do you reckon, a draw?
Yeah,
maybe a draw. I think maybe Ross will just edge that because. But then again, I'm probably wrong. Let's go on to Division 1. Maltby versus the Rail. Maltby versus Harrogate Railway. Be a good game down at Muglet Lane. Get yourselves down. Nostell and Glasshoughton. Well, both needing the points, don't they? So that should be a tight affair. Selby against Dronfield. Dronfield, personally, I think they're a bit like Handsworth. You never know what you're going to get with Dronfield.
Yep.
They'll either turn up and play.
Selby.
Yeah, same with Selby. I mean, they both can turn up and play off the park, or get beaten 3 or 4-0. So that as I say, that could go anywhere. South Leeds and Club Thorn. Well, South Leeds will be smarting from that trip to Briggs, so South Leeds should be on some form. Wakefield versus Athersley, 9th versus 8th. Si, how you going?
Yeah, looking forward to that one. It's one of the games. Obviously, it's close in terms of the league table, but we really need to start closing the gap back to the playoffs. So
yeah,
hopefully we keep the form going.
Be a good game, that one. Have you ever been to Athersley's ground?
Yeah,
I like Athersley. It's a traditional ground. Do you like it, Adam?
Yeah, it's a very underrated one, I'd say. Really good food. Really good food.
It is, yeah, definitely. And real friendly. Sharing Park, isn't it? Really, really good.
I'd say a proper community one because it's in the middle of a housing estate. It's just like it's all part of the same sort of. It's part of the community. I like that sort of thing.
Athersley North Estate, yeah.
Not the easiest to find.
No, it isn't. No, I remember first time I went, I thought, where am I going? But it's still a bit easier to find than Golka's ground.
Yeah, true.
Drove straight past Golka's.
Yeah, that's true.
So, and Wasborough play Appleby Frodingham. I'm sure Wasborough's good form will continue there. Sorry, Aprod. And Yorkshire Amateurs and Ilkley. Well, have Ilkley got a 4G pitch? I think they have, haven't they?
They have, yeah.
Yeah, so that might be a little bit of a leveller because Yorkshire Amateurs pitch is not the best at Brackenedge at this time of year. So you never know. You never know. And there's one tie. I'm sure Bob's going to tell me who this last tie is. It's in the Lincolnshire Senior Trophy quarter-final. Who is it, Bob?
It's Brigg versus Boston Town.
Yes, Brigg versus Boston Town. That'll be a good game. And that sort of concludes everything, really, doesn't it? So, I don't know if we're being out and about.
One last thing.
Go on, Adam.
On the Tuesday night, a big game in NCEL League Cup. You got Division 1 leaders versus Premier League leaders, Horbury versus Silverstone.
Yes, yeah. So that'll be a super game. Horbury against Silsden. Is it at Silsden, Adam?
It's at Horbury.
Oh, it's at Horbury. Oh, yeah. So, well, I think that'll be a real good idea for how Horbury are doing, won't they? Marking themselves against Silsden. Because...
That's it for this edition. If you've got any news for the podcast or you'd like to appear on the podcast, please email ncelpodcast@gmail.com. Thanks for listening.